So in my last video, I tried to answer some of the common career related questions that people had and people have during COVID. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it right now and come back to this video. So in my last video, I told you guys why you should not be worried about getting fired or getting laid off. But in case you're fired, what are the 5 must-ask questions that you should ask your employer? So yes, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys what are the 5 must-ask questions that you should ask your employer if you're fired. Not just during COVID, not just during any other crisis, but in general, if you're fired, these are the questions that you should and must ask your employer before serving your last day. So the first question that you should be asking your employer is, am I eligible for rehire or can I reapply in future if I see a similar role or similar open position? So most of the times you don't know the exact reason why you're fired, right? So there's no harm in asking. Just ask them, is there a possibility of rehire or can I reapply in future if I see a similar position? If it's a yes, they'll say yes. If it's a no, they will tell you why you can't apply and why they don't need this role anymore. And the next question is, do I get paid for next 3 months? Because some companies or some employers pay next 3 months salary, but some don't. So just ask your employer if they pay some kind of severance pay or unemployment money. That depends on the country you are living in. In some countries you get unemployment money, and in some countries you don't. So just ask your employer if you get severance money or unemployment money, or if you have some vacations which you haven't used, you also get money for that. So just ask your employer if you get some kind of payment. And the third question you should be asking is, just ask them if they can consider furlough option instead of firing you. So furlough is basically like a temporary leave. It's like being on bench. You don't work, you don't get paid, but you're still part of the employer, part of the company. You're still an employee. So it's definitely better than getting fired. Just ask them if they can consider furlough option for you. So in Germany, we call it as Kurzarbeit, basically working less. Instead of working 5 days a week, maybe you'll work like 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and you get paid accordingly. So there's also a possibility that you don't work at all, you don't get paid at all, but still you are an employee of this company. So just ask them if this option is possible. And the fourth question is, who should be your contact person or reference in future if your future employer wants to contact somebody from your ex-employer, or if they want to know something. So yeah, who should be contacted as a reference for your future employer, and also who should be contacted from the HR team if you have any questions regarding your contract or be it anything, who should be contacted from the HR team. And the fifth question is, can I copy my private or personal data or files that I have saved on the company devices? Most of the time you'll be given your company laptop, desktop or company devices. So just take their permission, ask them if it's okay for them for you to copy your personal files or data or whatever that you have saved on your computer that is not confidential for your employer. Just ask them if it's okay for them, for you to copy to your personal devices. So these were the 5 important questions, or these are the 5 important questions that you should be asking your employer if you're fired or if you're laid off. I'm sure getting fired is not easy, it will be stressful, but make sure you have answered for all these 5 questions before leaving the company. And depending on the situation, probably there'll be many more questions that you should be asking. But for now, these are the important questions and must ask questions that you should not miss before leaving the company.